You are now listening to the Warp World Podcast. Boom shakalaka.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 135 of the Warp World Podcast. I am Graham Pooh Bear. With me this week, every week, always and forever, we have X-Water.
Always and forever.
And wait a minute, where's Jakku?
Jakku? Who? Jakku?
Yeah, Jakku. He is gone. He is in Europe right now, actually attending ESA. Crowd Control had a few runs there.
Mm-hmm.
I would say let's say a plethora of runs.
I think
I would call
3 was the number?
3.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe Dark Souls, Mario 64, and I mean, since it's out in the wild right now, we can say Grand Theft Auto San Andreas all were ran there.
Yeah.
Did you get to watch the San Andreas run?
No, I haven't had a chance to check it out. Did you?
Me neither, but I'm very curious to how it went.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm busy, man. Thursdays are insane. I don't get to do anything on Thursdays.
No, I totally feel. I feel the same way about Thursdays.
Wake up, start work, stream, podcast, man.
Yeah.
No, you know what X-Water did before all day? He just told me.
I did do one good thing in the morning, and that's pick my mom up from the airport.
No, that is good. Yeah.
And I took her out to lunch.
You know what? Picking someone up from the airport is like the worst thing in the world. It is one of the. I hate it.
It sucks so bad too, because like I gotta cross the border to get to the airport too. So it's just like, man, this just sucks.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't Uber from Windsor to Detroit, can you? Or Detroit to Windsor?
You can take a cab over the. Probably not an Uber, but I've taken a cab over the border before. They definitely hustle you on the rate there. They're making you pay like $50, but I mean they'll do it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure it's a huge expense. You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Crossing countries, you know.
Yeah, you got 3 strangers in your car. You don't know what their past is.
I was going to say, it's probably the best way to like smuggle stuff back and forth would be like, you know, Canada cab. Like, saying.
Smuggling stuff back from the U.S. as a Canadian feels like it'd be the easiest thing in the universe. The last time I came back, like not here, but I went to hang out with a bunch of Michigan streamer people. And I came back and the border officer stopped me and said, where were you? And I said, Livonia. He said, have a good day. And that's it. The time before that, where were you? Ann Arbor. Doing what? Having dinner with a friend. Oh, what's their name? And like what was your friend do? And I told them that it was DJ Fluff, who was in town for a talk. And then we ended up talking for like 15 minutes about Twitch and just like shooting the shit and having fun. And she was just bored and wanted a friend to talk to. And it was like, she didn't ask me any questions about like, oh, what do you got in the car? Did you, would you buy or sell anything? Like, she was just like, oh, so Twitch sounds really cool. You know, I have a son who really loves to play video games.
That's funny. I feel like I never had a problem getting into Canada, but coming back's always annoying. And that's how it is like every time you leave America. I've realized like every other country lets me right in, no questions asked. Like it's like very chill. And Canada, coming back to America, that's where it's a pain in the ass.
I know Cliffy's got one bad coming to Canada story.
Really?
Yeah, where like they had sandwiches with them, and then
sandwiches.
Yeah, and that was just not okay.
Can't bring food, man. You can't bring food across the border. Like you can't. Did you know you can't bring fruit from California to and from California?
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, they have checkpoints on all the highways going in and out of California.
Wow.
And they ask you about your fruit. Yes.
Y'all got any fruit in this car?
I got any fruit or plants? Yeah, when we were moving to Portland and we were driving, we had a plant in our front, like on our dashboard.
Yeah.
You know? And they made us get rid of this plant. Not a joke. Yeah, they made us straight up get rid of this plant when we moved. They were like, you can't bring this California plant, which it was like some fucking ficus or something she had from the store. I don't know what it was. It wasn't like wasn't fruit. It wasn't bearing any.
Yeah,
you know what I
it
mean?
was just
It
like
wasn't
some
gonna
leaves.
poison anyone. Yeah, it was just some leaves that may have occasionally bloomed. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And they made us get rid of that plant. You know, they were serious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I've had a really annoying week though. I will say
Oh, lay it on me. Spill that tea,
Our-
honey.
our refrigerator broke.
Oh, that sucks.
Right,
Dude, that's
it's
like the most annoying home appliance to break.
easily. We had just gone shopping too, of course.
Oh, all that
All gone.
leftover Panda Express has got to be having a hard time
First
right
of
now,
all,
too.
nobody eats leftover Panda Express. That would be horrendous, horrible, man. But no, I mean like tons of food, eggs, bacon, meats for days. You know what I mean? Some frozen shit that only I eat, just all gone.
Damn.
And then like, you know, because we own the house, we're suckers.
Yep.
We got to get a new fridge.
You got to buy that bad boy.
So I wanted to buy. I was trying to convince the wife to buy the smart fridge. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But the Samsung smart fridge is like the only fridge with a screen on it. I was looking at. It has like the worst fucking reviews out there. So I can't even get a cool pointless fridge. You know what I mean? Like
That's so rough, man. It sounds like you
I know
had
the worst thing.
a really tough time with this fridge replacement scenario. That's wild
it's
that
been
the
worst.
Samsung smart fridge is such a like, are the bad reviews about the smart
Like,
features, or does the fridge just like
doors-
not work?
Doors will break. Like doors stop sealing. Can't get replacement parts. Just a lot of shit.
If you're
going
gonna
on with
smart an object, you have to make sure it's like the best of the best first. Like you can't be putting computers inside of like half-assed fridges and washer dryers. You know, it's just gotta last.
I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, I really wanted one. My ultimate goal was like, all right, if we get a smart fridge, I could probably play a ROM hack on the smart fridge, and that would be,
Of course, that'd make great content.
Great
the first man
content.
to beat Dram World on a fridge.
I'm gonna play
first and only ever.
The ultimate goal is beating Mario 3 with the Power Glove on a smart fridge. You know what I mean? Like how more outrageous could you get?
Yeah, that would be
like,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other options. You know what I mean? It was like the one, and not only that, like I put it out into the world, and like 3 people contact me. It was like, dude, not get
don't get that fridge.
It's the worst fucking fridge of all time. So,
damn. Yeah,
I bet it can play Fortnite.
You think?
Probably. I mean, it's.
Yeah, phones can play Fortnite.
thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's on every other goddamn thing.
Yeah. Well, Fortnite's got that new patch out now too. That came out like 2 days ago?
Yeah, this morning.
Today.
Well, unless you're listening to this on Monday, at which point today would be 3 to 4 days ago.
Yeah, today for us.
Yes, today for us. But yeah, a new patch. There is some new skins, of course. It's season 2 of chapter 2.
Okay, that's not confusing.
Not confusing at all to keep up with. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Unless they should just call yeah, that's gonna be more annoying as it goes on.
To be honest, it's not really that confusing at all.
I feel like we could just say season 2 and everyone would be fine with it. Like you understand that like we've moved on.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a new phase. You just need one number there.
Right. Yeah. I feel like we could just say season 2. We're okay with that. But anyway, yeah, season 2 came. Season 1 was the longest season they ever had. Season 1 of chapter 2 was the longest season they ever had by almost double the length. Which meant people were kind of excited about some big changes.
Mm-hmm.
They got a few new points of interest, you know, like they changed the map a little bit. But the really big change is that they brought in a cat man with bouncing pectorals.
That is the signature change. Apparently his name is Meowsles.
Meowsles. Yes.
I gotta say, I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah. Are you going to get back into the game so you can get Meowscles in what do you need? Like level 70? It's so easy to level up.
Level
now,
70 is pretty rough.
Dude, you know what? It's so easy to level up now. You get experience for
It's
opening
true.
chests.
You get experience for everything.
There's 9,000 different there's 9,000 different fucking things now. It's so easy to get it. Like
You would definitely need to spend like a solid like couple hours a week throughout the season to get there. But yeah, it is they do make it easy now. I mean, I have been playing on and off. I think I hit like level 70-ish last season. So it's not like I haven't been playing, but right now my focus is just like it was fun and fresh again, and then now I'm just kind of bored of Fortnite again. I'm just like, I can use my time doing other things. Like whenever I play games with like my college buddies or like high school buddies, we usually just play online Smash anyway. So I don't other than like our streamer circle which like 3 of us now even still play Fortnite, there isn't really that many people who play it that I would jump in with.
I still get in on it. I mean, it's no doubt that it's calmed down. It's not regularly the number one game on Twitch anymore. You know what I mean? That now, like sometimes Tarkov is now, League peaks up there, whatever esports going on.
It's like finally reached a calm, like this is the existence of Fortnite. Like it's no longer in the same like Zoom boom it was in last year, where we were covering it every week.
To be fair, it was changing so much every week. It felt so novel and new. But now, I mean, like you have like Apex is caught up, and definitely like people are enjoying. Apex is weird because it busted out really huge, and then everyone just slipped right back to Fortnite, and then everyone now is kind of like, what do I want to say, like gone. They're like Apex has a really healthy community now. You know what I mean? It's really gotten to a healthy point, and so it's definitely has competition now. They just changed the physics engine, which a lot of people were like excited about and looking at, but nothing really feels different, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't have any different feelings. So it's kind of interesting. I have no doubt that Fortnite's going to be around for a really long time regardless.
Same. Yeah. It's easily has the same potential to last as long as League of Legends already has lasted.
Yes.
It's just now that the initial like craze has jumped down a bit, it's in more of a state where like before where everyone was like Fortnite. Now you have like Tarkov is hitting that like slightly more mature serious audience, and Apex is hitting that arcadey ability and like gritty audience, and Fortnite is still hitting that like build goofy audience,
Yeah. Apex is really it's impressive what Apex has been able to do, because you kind of thought they were like dead in the water for a little bit, and then they somehow pulled out something pretty good out of it. You know what I mean? So props to them. It is interesting. I'm curious to know what will be the next, what's going to be the next game.
Yeah,
after all this.
Yeah, it is going to be fun to see that. I wonder if it's going to be a new genre too, like
some genre we don't know about yet.
Some non-existing genre right now. Yeah.
Some genre we are unaware of.
Can you like, even before like Minecraft came out, if you say that game's concept out loud, it doesn't sound like it has the potential to be that big of a player, right? It's like, what's Minecraft? It's like this.
Still a huge game.
Yeah, it's like this weird. It's like Lego. It's kind of like Lego. You can build stuff.
Intense Legos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, have you seen the show Lego Masters?
I haven't. I've seen a trailer for it.
Oh my God, you need to watch this show, dude. It's so good.
It's like one of those contest shows with Lego talent, right? Yeah.
It's like a cooking show,
but with Legoers.
Yeah, with Legoers. And it's so good. Like some people on there are like garbage. Like they're literally just good TV, but other people are like seriously impressive Lego builders, and you're just like, holy fuck, how do you build this? But I think the funniest part about it to me is that they're like, on like a cooking show, they're like, all right, you got to make this. You got 35 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to make it. In the Lego show, they're like, all right, you got 12 hours.
Yeah, they got to do a lot of editing for that bad boy.
Yeah, and then the host, all I'm thinking about is like these poor the hosts and the cameraman and everyone just sitting there for 12 hours.
12 hours recording that footage. Yeah.
Like how they probably got to do lunch. You know what I mean? They probably got to like remake up everybody. Like,
yeah.
And then how do these people stay like cool and motivated when they're sitting there filming for 12 hours? Like, I don't know. I mean, you've done a 12-hour stream. Like once you're done, like,
dude, even 9 hours, you're just like, oh man, I need to get out of here. Like I need to go do something else.
Oh my God, yeah. But it's so good. Like the shit they make is so impressive. You know? It's just like ridiculous. The first one they all did like, sorry, I mean we're completely off on a tangent right now.
That's
but
fine.
The first one they all did was like they had to make a theme park, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the way they set it up is like each person got 1/8 of a theme park. Like each team got 1/8 of the theme park, and it had this big monorail running by it. So when they put the pieces back together, it made like this. It was so cool to look at. I was just like, holy fuck, this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I'm assuming they don't like make pre-build, like you buy a bot, like they just know how to like, oh, if I want to make a sick wheel, I need like 14 half squares and you know. Like, yeah.
100%. There's like there's this one couple that's like the creepiest couple that's ever lived on there. Like you're like I doubt these two have ever had sex, honestly. And if they have, they do it with Legos. But there's just like so much. There's definitely personalities on there. There's like one guy that yells at his partner all the time. Like he was like, "You don't even know how to Lego." And everyone like stopped. Everyone like stopped. Like the room it was great.
They get like some heavy bass drums to build the mood on that. Oh my God, that sounds awesome. I'm sold, man. Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on Fox, I think. You can probably find it on demand or Hulu or one of those things. You know what I mean?
See if I can find a way to get it for free.
I think the internet. Yeah, I bet the internet can hook you up.
Yeah, I'll ask my dad at Fox if he can figure that one out for me. Sorry, my uncle.
Oh yeah, your uncle.
Yeah.
No, it's just I don't know. It's just such an interesting show because the stakes are so low.
Do people get eliminated every week?
They don't eliminate anyone. I mean, spoiler alert, I guess. You know, you're not going to care about this.
Nah, that's fine.
They don't just the first week they don't eliminate anyone because you know Lego. Sure. And then yeah, but after that they eliminate people.
Okay, and then so obviously there's got to be like some grand prize for the person who lasts.
$100,000.
That's it.
I mean, it's fucking building Legos.
Yeah,
bro.
but
you know what I mean?
It's a reality TV show.
Dude, on Big Brother, which is like this is Big Brother. You have to live in a house, filmed all day for 24 hours a day. Can't talk to anyone in the outside world for like 112 days, and you only get $500,000. You know what I mean? So
and only the winner gets it, right? There's a winner of Big Brother, right?
Yeah, the winner in the second place gets 50. So like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, $50,000, great.
Yeah, it's not a bad amount of money.
But if you finish third, you ain't getting shit.
A third of a year, that's a lot of time to sacrifice.
Yeah, and if you finish third, you literally have to stay there as long as first and second stayed there.
Exactly.
So it's like,
yeah.
You don't get shit. It's
how does
horrible.
Big Brothers? How do they choose a winner?
So the people that are eliminated. So like at like the last like 10 people, if you're eliminated, you go to a jury, and you go and live in another house.
Oh, okay.
But what's really weird about this is you don't get you can't watch the game anymore. So the only information you get is from other people that come in to the house.
Mm-hmm.
So like those people can lie to other jury members and shit. It's all a big.
I love the amount of conniving that can happen. That's great.
Oh my God, there's so much conniving. Yeah. So like a really big. It's not just like who you eliminate. It's how you eliminate them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like a huge deal in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's either way. Lego Masters just as good, but the stakes are super small. Yeah,
the prize is super small too, man. I was watching. So I just finished.
I don't think $100,000. Well, I guess it's $100,000 split between two people, but still, I mean, it's probably the show probably only filmed over like, you know, it's not like they're filming one day a week. They're filming like, you know, back to back.
Yeah,
14-hour days.
But like, it just for a contest show, I feel like contest shows usually have a greater prize than that.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, like what? Like Survivor's only 1 million.
only?
I mean,
That's 10 times
only,
more.
I mean, not fair, but in Survivor, you're fucking eating bugs and shit, dude. These guys are building Legos.
Yeah,
like,
you know what? They're both very, very different skill sets, but they're both skill sets nonetheless. I can eat a bug,
dude,
okay? I can't
I've
make
seen,
Lego structures like
I've
that.
seen, but I'm sure, but dude, I bet there's tons of people that are really like, and I bet a lot more people are going to get into Lego after this show, honestly.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's got to be a great advertisement for Lego. I'm sure Fox is making, like, they made money making that show for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you win on Wheel of Fortune? You win, like, if you're lucky, like 50 grand.
Yeah, but doesn't Wheel of Fortune air every night?
Yeah, but
so they're giving out 50 G's a night.
Yeah, but that's if they win. That's if they're lucky. Like, it's not like people win 50 G's every time on Jeopardy. Most of the time it's like 15 to 20.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you're thinking Canadian dollars too. You're converting in your head.
So you're doing quick maths.
I don't think it's like the worst prize ever.
It's
honestly.
not terrible. It's just lower than I expected. It's 100,000 still a great number.
Yeah, cooking shows you don't make shit. I feel like
Fair.
It's better than like what is it, Project Runway, where all you win is like the chance to work more.
Yeah, that shit sucks, dude.
Yeah, dude. And that one you win like $100,000 in materials in that one. So.
Yeah. I feel like half those contest shows is like worth it for the connections that they make. Like if you're like within the top 4 people, you're probably like, even if you're not getting a monetary prize, you're like, all right, well now if you were good enough anyway and made good enough impressions, you're like, now I have connections in this industry though.
Yeah, can you name like a reality TV star that's gone on to just be a star?
Not that wasn't a first place.
I mean, I don't even know if I can name I can name them they've gone on to do more reality shows.
Do you count the music like American Idol as a reality show?
Oh, yeah, I guess fair.
Because it is. Kelly Clarkson, she got big. She got big. Yeah. Carly Rae Jepsen was the first Canadian Idol. She got big.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
I knew she was Canadian, but I didn't know she was on Canadian Idol.
Yeah, apparently I watched a video of it like a week and a half ago. She was on Canadian Idol. She won the first one, and that's how like her career kind of kicked off.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really funny to me for some reason.
I don't know if they did any other Canadian Idols though. I don't know if they did any other seasons. I can't say hilarious. I was ever too invested. I just finished that Netflix Rhythm and Flow reality show. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. We were talking about that last week, right?
Yeah. I got to the end and I saw who wins, and I mean, spoiler alert, so plug your ears for 5 seconds if you care, but D Smoke took it, and he just put out an album like last week that is actually really sick. Like there's some really good tracks on it. And for that show, they got to take home 250 G's, the winner.
Oh, yeah. Well, Netflix. Okay, well, I think the winner of The Circle, which is another Netflix show.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. That's the one where like it's a social media like kind of like everyone is like a reality show, but they only talk through social media.
So it's like, they only talk through text. And
and there's 2 catfish, right?
Yeah. And so they're living in they're all living in their own apartment, and then they can only talk through text and emojis and stuff. But you can slide into people's DMs and flirt and mac down and stuff. So some people are doing that. There's definitely one guy on there. I haven't finished it, but there's one guy on there that's playing his girlfriend, Yeah. And he's hilarious. Yeah. He's super funny with it. There's one guy that's really cute because he's like, I don't use any social media at all ever in my day-to-day life. And so he doesn't understand how it works.
Oh, like he's getting an emoji and he's like, what does that mean? Why would you send an eggplant?
No, totally. 100%. And he's just super innocent. He thinks everyone's real. He doesn't even, the thought doesn't even cross his mind that someone could be fake. You know what I mean? Yeah. That one's, it's like, I don't want it to be good, but for the production value shit and the idea shit and everything about it shit, but for some reason it works. Like even when
It sounds like you're just describing all reality TV.
Dude, kind of. Well, like I don't know, like Survivor's cool. Like
I guess
like
so.
this year Survivor's all winners, so like this one's really really cool.
Dude, when they do shows like that and they all bring back all winners, it's sick because you get just such good competition.
Right?
Yeah.
This one's been really fun. They have 20 winners from past seasons, which is kind of it's like it's go the whole time, which is fun.
Yeah.
But like, man, this fucking show, it just I don't know. What's a show that you like? Man, I'm embarrassed that I've watched this.
I mean, there's a small chunk of anime that definitely falls into that category. Like the 890 or so episodes of One Piece that I've watched.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of One Piece. Honestly, like a lot of cartoons. I like cartoons. Like even as an adult, I still really like watching like Adventure Time and SpongeBob. Like if Fairly Odd Parents is on, I'm leaving that on, dude. Like if I catch a TV with that show running,
I'm mad on Fairly Odd Parents.
Maybe it's because I grew up with it more than you did.
Yeah, I was like I was like Rugrats, Doug.
Oh yeah, Rugrats was dope. I don't remember liking Doug very much, but I liked Rugrats.
You probably ended up having like the Disney Doug, which was shit, compared to the Nickelodeon Doug, which was the shit. Disney Doug's fucking horrible. And a lot of Ren and Stimpy, which was not appropriate.
No.
Rocco's Modern Life, also not appropriate.
Ren and Stimpy was fucked.
Dude, Ren and Stimpy's was super not appropriate.
Yeah,
for
dude.
Kids. I don't know why they ever put
like
that on Nickelodeon.
That was back in the day when like executives at like TV studios were like, "This is a cartoon. Let's show it to kids." Like the idea that a cartoon could have adult themes wasn't like a thing that clicked in anyone's brain.
Yeah,
like now we got Adult Swim for that kind of shit.
Yeah, there's tons of adult cartoons now. I mean, BoJack Horseman just finished.
Yeah.
But Ren and Stimpy was still tamer than Beavis and Butthead. Someone said in chat, yeah, but Beavis and Butthead wasn't on Nickelodeon. And that was dumb. Honestly, like looking back, like watching episodes of Beavis and Butthead now, I'm like, why did I ever think this was funny? Like even at a young age, I don't think this is funny. Whereas Ren and Stimpy was hilarious, deep comedy with Powder Toast Man and other shit like that.
Yeah, Powder Toast Man was great. Dude, the guy who wrote like and like I don't know his name, but the like main dude behind Ren and Stimpy also made a show called The Ripping Friends. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Oh my God. Do yourself a favor and contact your uncle at whatever studio made that show and get a copy of it, because it's like 11 episodes long or something like that. And it's the stupidest, most bizarre, but like funniest show of all time. It's these four brothers who don't have any concept of what a woman what a woman is. Like they literally don't understand. They go on a date, like a four guy, one girl date on one episode, and like they're sitting there like so oblivious, and every episode is just this weird like you can't really describe it. One of the enemies, like one of the superhero bad guys, is the friction that they scraped off of the toe of one of the four brothers that they then genetically enhanced in a lab to try and give their fifth brother better finger friction so he could sew their costumes. That
sounds intense.
And they take him to the moon to fight him because they're like, haha, there's no friction here, which doesn't make sense because there's totally friction on the moon, but whatever.
I don't know. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it was a fun show. The Indigestible Wad, it's a chewing gum piece that like sucks the juice out of humans, and it's that episode's bad guy. It's great. All kinds of hot content in that show.
This sounds like a TV show that definitely existed at some point.
It was hot. It was quality. It was really good.
Okay. Oh man, how do we transition from that to a gaming topic such as Baldur's Gate 3 being officially announced?
That right there works good enough for me, Chief. Works good enough for me. Have you played the other Baldur's Gate games?
No, which is weird because they're Black Isle. They used to be Black Isle games.
Yeah, they were
back in
like
the day.
really like people love these games.
Well, yeah, Black Isle like was made Fallout 1 and 2. The same developers. So it's kind of funny. I always wanted to play them. They're just games that I just never got to for whatever reason when I was younger.
Mhm.
And but if it's anything like Fallout being announced for me, if they made a real RPG Fallout, not the fucking Bethesda ones, the Disney ones, I would be super stoked. So I totally understand why people are legit hyped about this. You know?
Yeah. I love this trailer. It's so sweet. I got it just like playing on mute right now in my background, but like they don't actually show you any in-game gameplay, but instead like show you a lot of the background process of creating like the worlds and the characters in the game, and like you see them doing like the mocap, and everything just looks really cool. And they're supposed to be giving like details at PAX East, which is on the 27th. They're giving details, so we'll luckily have those details right before the next episode, which is pretty hot. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, it's
I've only played Dark Alliance of the Baldur's Gate series, which I don't know if
I don't think that
it's not one of. Yeah, it's like a spin-off Baldur's Gate game that was very Diablo-esque.
Yeah, I don't think that counts.
It was a fun game nonetheless.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think anytime you have one of these like these beloved franchise coming back and you feel like it's going to be done right, it's just exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially like I feel like more
tickles the nostalgia bone.
Yeah, and like the RPGs, like the really in-depth like RPGs have gotten more popularity lately, it feels like, whereas like I feel like that's how PC gaming kind of started in a way, and then nobody wanted to play them for a while, and then now like one good one comes along like every once in a while. Like Dragon Age was like one of those, and the Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, like those were two huge RPG type games that people were just stoked about. I feel like this falls into that same category, and shit, just talking about it makes me want to play some of this Pillars of Eternity stuff. Like with those kinds of games, you can just get so lost in.
Yeah,
just so much depth to the world.
I totally agree. You know what other game I'm about to get super lost in when it comes out?
Lay it on me.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Oh,
you watched the direct this morning?
I did watch the direct this morning, and
did
that's
you
what I wanted to talk about.
Or did you watch it after?
No, I was awake, but I was hanging with my munchkin. And yeah, we watched it after, me and the wife, because like Gina loves Animal Crossing. Like she played a ton of the 3DS Animal Crossing, hundreds of hours into it.
Yeah.
That's the one game that she really, really, really loves, and because she likes it, of course I'm gonna like it too, because I want to play. Anytime I can play a little gaming with my wife, I'm really excited about it. The one thing about it is her island would get cooler than mine, and
her island's gonna be way sweeter than yours.
It's gonna be so dope.
She's gonna have probably top 5 islands in the game.
She's gonna do some work. Yeah, she's definitely gonna do some work. You should have seen her face when they showed. And this is what's funny about like maybe even like Nintendo games too, or just Animal Crossing. But it's like the things you get excited about in Animal Crossing are like, oh my god, you can put an edge on a river. You know what I mean? It's like I know it's so stupid. It sounds so dumb, but it's like it's super exciting.
It's groundbreaking for us. Yeah.
Literally groundbreaking. And it's just like, I don't know, it's so silly how other games do all the things that Animal Crossing does and arguably better, but Animal Crossing just wraps it up in this pretty little adorable fucking cute as shit package that's, I don't know, it's like somehow addicting and it just works for some reason. I can't explain it, man.
I was feeling like kind of meh on it up until today, honest. Like Animal Crossing, like I have one of those Nintendo eShop tokens left that they did, so I got one game worth of tokens still, and I'm like, I got to use this on something. I don't know what I'm gonna buy yet. I've been leaning towards Animal Crossing, but I wasn't sure. And then this, like, there's just enough in there that I feel like I'm gonna have a good time, because on paper it doesn't sound fun. On paper that game sounds awful. Like, all right, get into debt and go decorate a house and
It's literally chores.
do chores. Yeah,
Chores.
do fucking chores. Oh, someone in the village needs you to deliver this package to someone else in the fucking village. It's like, why don't they just go fucking do it themselves?
Oh my god.
But
that is.
And I know I'm gonna have such a shitty island compared to like people who, because I have no design sense, man. Like I try to like make something look good, and I'm like, well, this is a thing that exists. Like that's there. It's always bad. It's always rough. So I feel like my house is gonna look stupid. My island's gonna look stupid. But you know what? I'm gonna have a full museum of fossils. That's gonna be my goal.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm the same way. I have zero design skill. I'm one of those people that can't draw a straight line when it comes down to it. And I too am going to be embarrassed. I will be visiting a lot of islands, not going to invite many people to my island. But I feel like it's going to be really fun, and I think it's going to be even more fun because the hype is definitely real for this Animal Crossing. Like there's going to be a lot of people playing it, and it's going to be really silly. Like it's just going to be really, really silly. People are going to be like flexing their coffee mugs, their custom coffee mugs that you can make.
I'm excited to see what kind of I'm excited to see what kind of like weird YouTube videos come out of it. Like I made Tom Nook yell at me in 14 seconds, like some dumb shit, like I got Mr. Rossetti to turn off my console.
I don't think Mr. Rossetti's in this one. I think he said because of the way the Switch works that they don't need Mr. Rossetti anymore.
Oh, wow. That's, you know what? He's early retirement. Good for him.
Yeah. I don't think that's by choice though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mr. Rossetti's out of a job. Technology took his job.
But he's a mole. So like, he'll be fine. I'm sure someone out there needs him to build a tunnel, You know
what? That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem right here. You know what I mean?
He's got a marketable skill set. I believe in him. That's all I'm saying. I believe in the guy.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks really good.
You know what I really liked is that you can have people come to your island, but they only can bring out their tools of damage causing if they're best friends. Like someone can't come to your island, and like if you're hosting a stream and you're like, come visit my island, like viewers coming in will not be able to use their axe and will not be able to use their shovel, and like they can't dig up your roads and shit, but best friends can.
That's really a good idea.
Right.
That's a very, very good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many best friends can you have?
That's a really good question. I'd like to think somewhere in the realm of probably 4 to 8 in real life, but I don't know about Animal Crossing.
I mean, if you can only have 8 in Animal Crossing, I think that's fine too.
Yeah.
Because that's how many you can have come to your island. But that's a really good idea. That makes it a lot. Because I tell you right now, I was not going to let any fucking Joe Schmo to my island.
No, yeah, like, of course not. If they're coming in there cutting down my beautiful like cherry blossom trees, no, get the fuck out of here.
All it takes is one person to fuck your island all up. You know, like that was a big fear of mine. That makes me super happy.
Apparently, there was another Animal Crossing game, either City Folk or Wild Worlds, that didn't have this like protection feature, and it got hella abused. So I think they like learned from that. Oh,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I went to Gina's island and fucked it up. So I mean, last time I went to her island and just started doing a whole bunch of shit. I was putting pit seeds everywhere, all into this whole bitch. Yeah. Yeah. That's what Fiona's gonna do to everyone. She said.
Yeah. Just don't give her best friend partner status then.
Oh man. All right. Let's go to this week's hot take. You want to take this one?
Sure, yeah. Cool. So this week's hot take was pretty hot from everybody's favorite streamer superstar, Ninja. So Ninja, had this like little tweet rant about people who say it's just a game, to try and calm down someone who's getting too angry over losing at a game. And it was like this long rant, something about like is second you stop getting angry at your losses, you've lost twice, something. It was a lot. It was intense. It was another one of Ninja's like tweets where everybody's just like responds with a clown emoji kind of thing. I don't know. My personal like take on it is like I get where he's coming from. I don't think he's like necessarily wrong. I think he just worded it weirdly. Like when you lose a game, there's nothing wrong with being upset about it. There's nothing wrong with like wanting to have won and being, get imagine like when people in a speed run come on in and tell you to like calm down, bro. Like you're not doing that bad. Like how you're doing. It's like you're sitting there, you're having a hard time. And you expect better of yourself, and you're losing to yourself, you're losing to your opponent or whatever it is. It feels bad. It does bring out emotions. So I get where he's coming from, where telling someone who's upset at losing a game, it's just a game, is never going to help. But
yeah, it's like telling your girlfriend to calm down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not going to work.
But at the same time, it's like, you shouldn't get like once you get to the point where you lose in a game and you start screaming about it, it's like, okay, I'm not going to tell you to calm down because it won't work, but you should just calm down, bro. Like, learn how to control your anger,
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I think he thought of it as like a motivator type of discussion, you know what I mean? Like
he was trying to coach Carter it.
Yeah, and it's just hard when the vast majority of like what do I want to say? How am I trying to put this? Like most people don't play video games like that. You know what I mean? The people that play video games like that are such a small amount of gamers. It's so tiny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other problem with it is that his audience is geared so younger in a lot of ways, or at least people feel like that kids aren't going to understand the nuance in what he said and think like, man, I should be pissed off every time I lose, when that's not it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should want to, and this is what I think, like, you shouldn't be pissed off when you lose anyway, no matter what it is. You should want to get better if it's something you care about. And to me, those are two different things. Like, being pissed off when you lose is much different than taking it as an opportunity to motivate you to get better.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, you would never get pissed off, but like emotions hop in. Like when I went to my first Smash Major and got knocked out first round, I was pissed off. Like I didn't do anything bad, but like I went for like a solid 1 hour walk to cool off because I was angry about it, right?
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah.
Like fair. That's fair, a fair emotion. But you wanted to come back strong. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is just the way. It's the way you handle it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like any other type of adversity. And this just comes down to two things for me again with like, and we talk about Ninja's tweets way too much, but they cause news because he's the only legit gaming celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other guys that are, like flirting with it, but he is a legit gaming celebrity. He is the one. He just sat courtside at All-Star Weekend all weekend. He was at the Super Bowl. He was on The Masked Singer. You know what I mean? He's a legit celebrity.
He was at the New Year's party. Like he had a segment at Times Square New Year's.
Yeah, he's just everywhere. You know what I mean? And so all his words get analyzed probably too deeply than they should.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, they really do.
No, I totally agree. At the end of the day, it was like, all right, we get what you're trying to say, but it was kind of, it didn't come off like you were trying to say it. But because he's who he is, everyone's like, what a clown.
I mean, to be fair, he did like double down on it on his stream.
He always
and not
does,
the best way, because he always does. Yeah, he always doubles down. Which like, yeah, you mean, you know what though? That's his mindset. He can't take the L. You know what I mean? And that's what he was talking about. I don't take an L, bro. Like, so he doubles down, which is kind of funny in some ways. I don't know. Like, I don't, what do I want to say? Like, I don't, maybe it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, I don't, maybe nobody gives a fuck because I feel like everyone has their opinion about him.
Yeah.
Regardless. Like, I don't think he's winning anyone over. I don't think he's losing anyone. Like, from these tweets, I don't think anything fucking changes. You know what I mean? I think his status is where it is. You know what I mean? And everyone already has an opinion about him because he's so ultra famous. You know what I mean? Like, he's not Rihanna famous, but he's, probably more famous than anyone that was in Star Wars this year. I'm 100% actually more famous than anyone that was in the latest Star Wars. So
Fair.
maybe Adam Driver. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, maybe Adam Driver. So, it's hard. And it's got to be hard for him, dude. It's got to be hard. Like I say some outrageous things. Like, I had a whole big thread about, I got flamed for knocking the 8-bit dough on Twitter last week.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh my God, you're making fun of people's controller choice. It's so horrible. And I was like, no, I'm telling you the 8-bit dough fucking sucks. Don't buy it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not making fun of anyone's controller choice. I think people buy it because it's the first one that comes up on Amazon. Yeah, I don't think that's making fun.
Yeah, because it looks like a cool, good controller.
Right?
And
yeah.
It works well for the first month.
Right? First month, you're like, fuck yeah, this thing's great. So it's just hard. I feel like at that point in time, I don't know. I don't get how those ultra famous people control their own Twitters. I don't understand. I would offload it to someone else.
Yeah.
I would totally offload it to someone else.
Definitely. It's absolutely like fucking Elon Musk went to court because he doesn't have someone managing his Twitter, like he had to go to court for like 2 weeks because of it.
Yeah. There's some people that are so you're so famous. You need to not have your unfiltered thoughts out there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like,
don't do it.
Yeah, just I had an example and then I took it back.
you can still like tell this person, hey, I want to tweet this.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, okay, I'm gonna reword that and run it by you.
Yes. Yeah, you know what I mean? But you gotta have someone that's like telling you, no, you should not tweet that NFL kickers have an easier job.
Oh man, that's still like one of the dumbest fucking things I've read.
That's the best one. That one was ridiculous.
That one was funny. That one was really funny.
Yeah. I think this is one of those situations where I don't think he was wrong. And I think this happens to a lot of people. You're not wrong. You're just being a dick about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's
a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our verdict here at the Warp World podcast.
Yeah. And that happens that happens to so many people all the time. You're not wrong. Being kind of a dick about it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on here to this week's side questions.
Nice. Let's do it. Who's gonna read? We don't have a Jakku.
We don't have Jakku. You know what? Let's alternate.
All right.
I'll read the first one. And
then we'll all go second. And then
yeah. That's how alternating works.
Yeah.
All right, this one's perfect because it doesn't even have my name. I'm not even included in this question. Dear Xwater and Co. Still enjoying your long playthrough of Breath of the Wild, particularly the DLC for the Master Trials and Champions Ballad. In your opinion, which game had the best DLC and which had the worst? Also, if you could have DLC for any retro game, what would it be? These are good questions.
This is good. These are good. Yeah.
Okay.
Which game had the best DLC?
I'll go. I can answer this
All
one.
right.
I got
lead
one
us off. Yeah.
Burnout Paradise had the best DLC.
Okay. What was its DLC?
They just added a tremendous amount. They added like to the island. They made the space bigger. They added new cars, new missions, new everything, like all sorts of cool shit. The game literally evolved. It was on the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, I'm sure. And the game just evolved so deeply over 2 years, and it was all free. And it was
that's great.
It was an incredible amount of DLC, in my opinion.
That's great. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I think the worst will always be $20 horse armor. But maybe not, because that's literally how all games work now. So.
Yeah, that's every game nowadays.
Yeah, that's the model, you know? I always I don't mind paying to make my character look better. Like, I honestly don't.
My opinion for best off of like a quick little bit thinking about it, but when Mario Kart 8 was on the Wii U and then got the DLC it got, I thought that was like really strong DLC, because you got like 6 or 8 new characters. You got 16 new courses. The game originally had 32. So you had double or half of the courses, like an additional half of the courses. And the DLC was priced at $20 for like both packages. So like it was well priced. It was tons of content, and like, yeah, I was just really happy about how fair that DLC was. I also think the Borderlands Dungeons and Dragon themed DLC gets an honorable mention for me. I really like that one. It was fun. Where like the whole world takes place in Tiny Tina's imagination.
Ooh, I really like the Red Dead Redemption Zombie DLC. Now that you talk about it, yeah, that was really good. Yeah, that was so good they released it on its own.
I know I'm gonna get flamed for this one because I always do, but weak DLC, the 3DS Fire Emblem games that got really weak DLC. Didn't like those. It was like nothing important, nothing story changing, too much money for auxiliary missions that didn't matter. It was like just such a weird cash grab.
Man, this is really awkward right now, X1, that you are saying something negative about.
Of course.
Oh man, it's like you're coming to the dark side slowly.
Even the Fire Emblem Three Houses DLC is a little too much money for the amount of content you get. I'm gonna say it.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they advertised it as like an expansion pack where the first 3 waves were like, okay, you got some costumes in wave 1. I'm like, that's not a pack. That's like, you gave me a costume. Fuck off. The second one was like an extra post battle activity. Only the 4th one added any actual gameplay, so it's like, eh. Anyway, no one, the 11 people who care are with me, but we'll move on. What would you choose for retro game DLC?
Mario 3 or Mario World, either one, or Link to the Past or OT. Or
I would give it potentially also to Donkey Kong Country 2. I feel like any of those SNES classics would be good. Would be good picks.
I mean, the one thing I'd say is like Donkey Kong Country 2 did get a Donkey Kong Country 3, and I guess OT got Majora's Mask, but like SMB 3 and SMW didn't really get sequels that played like them.
Yeah, that is true.
You know,
but DKC 3 lost Diddy and gave you little baby Kong, and that sucked.
Yeah, that Kong did suck. He sucked. I would totally agree with that.
I don't know who had the idea like of changing the post-game win animation from a sweet guitar riff and Diddy with the boombox to a baby sitting there going, "Woohoo, I did it."
Yeah, there's that character change was just awkward in general. Like, it's like a Donkey Kong game, and eventually, like, you just don't play as Donkey Kong at all. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Donkey Kong just doesn't exist in it. You know what I mean? It is kind of weird though. Donkey and Diddy by the 3rd game are just gone.
Yeah, felt like a change that didn't need to be made.
Yeah, that is strange. You know, I feel like that's like Miyamoto. Like, well, how's it different? You know what I mean? Like, why are we making this game? It's got to be different. You know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, there's so many retro games that honestly I would love to play more of anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, ROM hacks are close enough to that concept right now, so that's pretty dope.
That is the DLC. But I mean, like, that's a great example. Like, I mean, just look at all the fun stuff we have with ROM hacks. Like, you know how far they could have taken Mario World officially.
Yeah, exactly.
Really great. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'll take question number 2 here. Hey, Warp fellas, I got 3 childhood gaming related questions. Okay. How did y'all learn about new games as kids? Blockbuster TV commercials, Fred Savage. I'm pretty sure The Wizard was how I found out about Mario 3. If you were a Blockbuster baby, what game did you rent over and over just to beat? And finally, Was there a game that you played as a kid that you loved, but thought you were the only person in the world playing it because you never heard anyone else talk about it? For me, it was the N64 game Robo Rocket Robo on Wheels. I think you were.
Definitely never played that.
Yeah, I think you were the only one. Thanks, Rigsby. You know what my favorite way to find out about new games was like just going to Walmart and looking at the boxes. Yeah. Just whenever mom had to go to Walmart, I was like, "Ooh, can I come? I want to see what's in the electronics."
Yeah, you would go sit in the electronics while your mom shopped.
Yeah,
essentially.
And then you'd be like, "Can I get this game?" And she's like, "Is it your birthday?" I don't think
definitely
so.
Not happening. Yeah, definitely not happening. I used to look at like the Prima guides of games at home, while my mom was shopping to try and get like tips and tricks.
Yeah, dude.
I was very lucky as a kid too that I had a Nintendo Power subscription.
Yeah.
So that was how I would find out about a lot of games that were coming out. And what's funny is like, like the magazines, like even Electronic Gaming Monthly and reviews would be like 2 months after the game had already come out, really. You know what I mean? Because the game would come out and then the magazine. It was always like very weird and awkward when you actually get reviews of the game.
Yeah.
And there wasn't as much ability to like word of mouth. So growing up, I played I rented a ton of games and a lot of them were just really fucking bad. Like hindsight, you know what I mean? At the time, I was just excited to have anything new.
Did you have one of those games that you rented over and over?
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the first Resident Evil were definitely ones that I rented over and over and over again until I beat them. And Mario RPG, I rented a bunch of times. And I kept trying to like get the same copy.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I would get really upset when I'd get home and not get the same copy, you know what I mean? Or someone had erased over my game or something, like you literally couldn't do it. So that's why I never beat Mario RPG for so long, which is really funny. Yeah. Because you weren't beating that game in a weekend as a kid.
No, absolutely not. For me, it was probably Bomberman Hero on the N64. I don't know why.
Oh, that's a good game, dude.
I rented that game a lot of times. Yeah, I really liked it.
Bomberman 64 is a good game, dude. Like that like adventure mode.
Yeah.
The whole adventure mode and the way you can like customize the look of your Bomberman, and it had cool puzzles in it. It really did. That's an underrated game in my opinion.
Totally. I enjoyed it very much. I haven't played it again since I was a kid either, and I feel like I probably shouldn't. It's one of those games that maybe it's good because I don't remember why it sucks or something.
Yeah. I agree with that.
All right. But yeah, did you have a game that like you liked but nobody else knows about?
Million Secret Castle.
Oh, that's right.
Still to this day. That'll always be my game. Yeah. Nobody. I've never seen it on Twitch. I follow it on Twitch. No one's ever been playing it. Ever. Not once. And Anticipation, but now I have a whole group of friends that love Anticipation.
Yeah. You sold us on that one easily.
It's so good. I want an Anticipation ROM hack really bad because you can only play Anticipation like once every 5 years because you know all the
answers. Yeah.
Yeah, you know all the answers. Yeah. All right, next question from Angel Win. Hello, my favorite bunch of people. Oh, we're your favorites. Do you see streamers evolving to a point where they need a sidekick like talk shows used to have? It would be interesting to see a format where the streamer and his sidekick interact with chat to keep interaction going, especially during those intense times and harder games. As Ed McMahon would say, yes. Well, I mean, there are streams that kind of do that. Like I think of like Proton John right off the bat.
Yeah, some streams have two people chilling.
Yeah, they'll hang out and on a Discord call or whatever. They do that, but I would make the argument that is chat's kind of role in it all.
Yeah,
they are part of the show. They are the sidekick,
or even like the mods, where like because the chat necessarily isn't there to help you, but the mods are there to help you. Yeah,
completely agree. So, that would be my opinion on that. Easy question.
Easy question. All right. And number 4, final question of the week. Hello, Jakku, Grand Pooh Bear, and any other possible guests minus XY. See, I got listed exclusively in the first one and left out in the last one. So We're even.
Ouch.
Between the personality you present online, the parasocial relationships created from streaming, and the fact that you
Whoa.
mostly work from home, except Jaku, who has a different job, what are some ways you work to keep your personal life separate from your online persona? And what are some aspects of your life you are surprised you've shared with your community? Always Manic T.
How do you keep? I mean, there are things you have to keep, to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't talk about like many trials or tribulations generally, or at least never go too deep into them that I have on stream. I'll even talk about them more here on the podcast than I will on stream.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you can kind of have like that vulnerability barrier up in some ways. But it is hard because a lot of my personal friendships now are with other full-time streamers at this point. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like a lot of my best friends in the world are full-time streamers. And beyond that, like all my, friends that aren't streamers don't live close to me. So a lot of my social interaction is through Discord and Twitch and other things. So I don't know. It is there's a very blurred line between social and professional online persona, I would say.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. It is a very blurred line. Like there's, you hold some parts of yourself differently when you're broadcasting. Like when you're streaming, obviously you're trying to entertain, and when you're like hanging out personally with friends, you're not necessarily like you're just there, right? Like you're there with them, you're sharing your time, but you're not necessarily sitting there like, hey, Jeff, come on over so I can amuse you with my video game playing and wacky jokes, like the reason for them coming like spending time with you isn't necessarily for you to entertain them, because that's what like Twitch streaming mostly is. However you do it, it's entertainment. I just try to keep like some aspects separate, like some personal aspects I try not to bring into the stream, and stream stuff I try not to bring into my personal life. Like I don't try to bring like my local friends into my broadcasts too often anymore, because it just feels like two worlds that I'd prefer to just kind of keep separate, because it's really easy to fall into like with how often you might be streaming, working, and how sometimes little social interaction you get in a day, it's really easy to fall into like weird patterns with your behavior when you're like spending 7 to 9 hours a day like reading a chat room instead of having like face-to-face conversations or any like face-to-face interaction, which I think is an important thing that people need, not trying to like down talk how cool it is that people will, hang out with us in chat, but end of the day, it isn't the same experience. And yeah, so being the one who's like being the one whose like job is to try and be goofy and entertain is definitely different than being a friend to someone.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, it's hard. It's just all hard and awkward.
Yeah,
I guess,
but you make it work. Yeah.
That's what it is. What's what things I've shared that I wish I just like I've talked about like me and Gina's sex life before, like that just. She came in one day and just was like, never again, So I'm not gonna go into that.
Yep.
But yeah,
you've also talked a fair amount about my wiener.
Well, to be fair, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating wang, ladies. If you ever get the chance to see it, like you probably won't forget it. The image will be burned into your brain, better or worse.
You're making it sound like it's scarred and like goes off in two directions or some shit.
It could. I can't describe it any further, but it could. It might. You know what I mean? It could be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Probably like Every once in a while, like if I'm streaming like for far too long, I'll just go into things that I shouldn't, like about my personal life, like just things that are like a little too close to home that I don't need to be sharing publicly on the internet. I'm a very reserved social media person. Like I don't like to go posting like my deep thoughts on Twitter and Instagram. Like I keep that kind of stuff like within my face-to-face and just like self-to-self discussions, you know?
Yeah. I definitely don't share anything like political either.
Yeah.
Although it's not hard to like figure out that I'm where my stances are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's definitely not. If you pay attention, it's pretty easy to figure those things out. But like, I generally don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially like, I don't tweet anything political from my Twitter or anything, which is,
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's our last side quest, Sean, of the day, and I think that wraps us up here, man. Do you have anything else you wanted to address, to bring to the center stage?
No,
me either.
No, absolutely not.
Wishing all of the best for Jakku and his travels, of course, and at ESA for all of the things he's been a part of with crowd control. We'll be excited. He's going to be back next week, right?
I don't fucking know. I mean, he could be. Like, maybe.
He's got a lot of travel coming up, so maybe we'll get a guest or two on or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, I have no idea. Who knows where Jakku will be? So.
All right. This is episode 135 in the books. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great rest of your week, guys. And don't forget to leave a comment. Maybe check out the Patreon if you got some time. Patreon.warp.world. And email in a side quest, Sean, if you have any discussion topics you want to leave us. You can email them in to podcast@warp.world.
Yes. Subscribe to the Patreon.
Cool. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Cool. Peace.